Hey, and welcome back, everyone. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sabrina. Hey, thanks for joining us for episode 13 of Building Better Relationships in Construction. Today we're diving into chapter 13 from Paul Schwinghammer's book, and this one is entitled Getting Credit for a Mistake, which does sound kind of counterintuitive, right?
Totally. I love that phrasing, though. Getting credit for a mistake. It's not about praise for screwing up. It's about earning trust by owning it. That's the essence of what Paul lays out.
Right. So picture this. A homeowner asks for a carpet transition to be tucked in, not exposed, but the request was verbal. It didn't make it into the paperwork, and the crew installs the standard exposed transition. Later, the client says, "Hey, I wanted it tucked." Oof.
Been there. And your knee-jerk is like, but that's not what the paperwork says. And then defense mode kicks in, which, as Paul points out, is exactly the wrong move.
Yeah, defensiveness just erodes the relationship. Instead, Paul recommends a step-by-step approach. First, respond thoughtfully and promptly. Don't vanish or snap back. A simple, "Thanks for bringing this to my attention. I really appreciate your attention to detail," goes a long way.
Follow that with follow-up, like actually checking the docs and talking to the team. Say something like, "I've spoken with our team and we've reviewed the scope of work and our formal documentation." That shows you took it seriously.
Then explain clearly and respectfully. You do need to set contractual boundaries, so say, "According to our construction agreement, the way the transition strip we installed was correct per our documents. Any change outside of that scope requires a written change order." But don't say it in a way that makes the client feel dismissed. And if you are in fact working from a contract, refer to it as a construction agreement instead. The word contract sounds somewhat, legal and somewhat threatening.
Exactly. Tone matters. And here's the kicker. Offer a thoughtful solution. Paul suggests, accommodate the preference, but use the change order process as a record. So you might say, "We can tuck it in as you'd like. I'll send a change order for approval. There's no charge for the change in this case due to the misunderstanding. It's just for our records."
That line, "no charge, just for our records," is gold. It preserves integrity, clarifies scope, and still gives the client what they want. It's making a deposit into the relationship bank account.
And then you follow through quickly once they sign. Don't drag your feet. Communicate timelines, show up, and do it right. That follow-through is where the trust actually gets built.
Paul frames this whole approach as a way to earn credit for a mistake. Not financially necessarily, but relationally. Every time you handle an oversight like this with transparency and care, you're building goodwill.
And the benefits stack up. Set expectations better, show you care, build trust, and create that reputation for integrity. In construction, repeats and referrals matter. People remember whether you owned the problem.
Also, important, this isn't about avoiding accountability. It's about owning the situation. So even if the mistake wasn't technically yours, if the client's verbal instruction wasn't documented, you still show responsibility in how you address it.
I like that distinction. Owning the outcome, not necessarily admitting you did everything wrong. It's, leadership in action. And subcontractors notice this too. If you handle issues professionally, subs want to work with you again.
There's a cultural angle here. Teams that use this approach, empathetic response, clear explanation, solution offered, prompt follow-through, tend to have fewer incendiary disputes and more long-term partnerships. It becomes part of your brand.
Right. And small behaviors compound. Tucking a single transition, if you handle it well, becomes part of a larger narrative. We care, we're transparent, we fix things. That's what keeps clients recommending you.
Let's talk about language for a second, because Paul gives us useful scripts. Start with appreciation. "Thanks for bringing this to my attention." Then show you checked the facts. "I reviewed the scope with our team." Then state the boundary. The contract covers the installed transition. Then offer the remedy. "We'll make the change. I'll send a change order for our records. No charge." Simple, calm, confident.
And don't over-explain. Long defenses feel like excuses. Short, factual, empathetic, that's the sweet spot. And be sure to document. Even if you do it for free, put it on paper. That protects everyone and signals professionalism.
There's also a psychological piece. When a client sees you owning something, they'll often respond with more trust. People want to believe they're working with someone honest. That deposit you make by owning mistakes pays off later, maybe for a referral, maybe for a bigger project.
Totally. I remember Paul saying that people remember how you handled problems more than how flawless you were. So being flawless is nice, but being reliable when things go sideways, that's what sticks.
Before we wrap up, quick practical tips for teams to make this work. Train crews and office staff to record verbal change requests immediately. Use a simple, fast change order process, digital if possible. Empower field staff to flag issues quickly. Practice the scripts so responses feel natural, not robotic.
Those are great. And one more operational tip. Review job closeouts for small items that could have been verbal requests and follow up proactively before the homeowner calls. Preemptive care prevents surprises.
Yeah. Being proactive turns potential mistakes into opportunities to impress. Okay, I want to add a few real-world examples, because I think concrete stories make this stick. Like imagine a kitchen island. The customer asked for a different edge detail verbally during a site walk. Crew builds per plan. Client notices the edge and is upset. Under Paul's approach, you'd first acknowledge, "Thanks for letting us know." Then check the record. "I'm checking the specs and notes." Then explain, "It looks like we didn't capture your verbal change in the contract." And then offer to fix it with a change order for records, maybe cover part of the cost, or even absorb it depending on the relationship and context.
Yeah, those judgment calls, when to absorb, when to charge, are important. Paul suggests using the change order as a transparent tool. Sometimes you pay to preserve the relationship. Other times, you document and charge fairly. Both can be relationship building if handled with the right tone.
Right. And another example, say a bathroom light fixture was installed upside down or a paint color slightly off because the sample changed in a brief conversation. If you respond quickly, own the process. "We missed capturing that last-minute note," and present a clear fix. Clients are often more forgiving than you'd think.
And this works with subcontractors too. If you're the kind of builder who communicates openly about these things, subs will treat you with respect and won't hide mistakes. That transparency cascades.
One more nuance. When a mistake is ambiguous, involve the client in the solution. Ask, "Help me understand what you had in mind. Can you show me the picture or describe the edge?" That collaborative tone disarms frustration and makes the client part of the fix.
Absolutely. And closing the loop matters. After the fix, follow up. Is everything looking like you expected? Any other concerns? That final check seals the deposit in the relationship bank account.
Okay, last bit. Remember, you can purchase your copy of Building Better Relationships, a guide to enhancing the customer experience for home builders, remodelers, and construction managers by author Paul Schwinghammer on Amazon and Barnes & Noble in multiple formats.
Such an important read for anyone in the business. Paul really gives practical language and a mindset shift that's easy to implement.
All right, thanks for listening. If you liked this episode, share it with a colleague. We'll be back with more insights and real-world examples.
Next episode, we'll cover another chapter from the book, more tactics for building trust on the job site, entitled Write It Down. Until then, stay honest, stay communicative, and take care of your relationships.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.